Before we get rolling on the exact technique being used, I want to focus on that defeating blocks is a year-round process. And when winter workouts start up for us here in January, we are going to incorporate drills that defeat blocks, whether it's our hip explosion, our hand placement. We have those difference pads in the weight room where we're constantly striking all year round. I think a lot of coaches make the mistake that the first time they talk about block defeat or do drills to get better at it is the first day of spring ball or the first day of training camp, when this is an ongoing technique that you want to develop all year round. So one of the things we do to get us in position to have explosive hips, hands at the point of attack, is the 6-point stun. And this is a drill where we get on our knees and we are an arm length away from another guy. We have our fingers, our knees, and our toes in the ground. And all we're doing here is training the explosiveness at the point of attack, where we really want to fire out and fire our hips to a full extension and place our hand placement through the breastplate of the offensive player right here that's standing across from him. So you can see I'm right here and I'm giving the command when to fire out, and we're going to see some good examples and some bad examples. So this is the 6-point stun, really focusing on hip flexibility, hip explosiveness, and putting our hips through the ground with our eyes up and our hands through the breastplate of the offensive player. Now, you can see an all Big Ten type of player right here who has great intensity and hip explosiveness, and a young guy who is still stiff in the hips and trying to get his hips through at the point of attack. So let's focus right here real quick on the hip explosion of this man right here, getting his hips through. We like to say pecker through the ground, okay? Full extension of the hips, eyes up, hands through the breastplate of the offensive lineman. And then here would be the other guy where he's firing through, but he is not extending and having full extension of the hips, okay, through the ground. Okay, this is a big deal in terms of the explosiveness that you need necessary at the point of attack, whether you're defeating blocks, okay, whether you're tackling, whether you're rerouting and then blitzing. Explosive hips and hands at the point of attack is necessary to play great defensive football. And this is a great example of a great way to do it right here through the 6-point stun. Okay, and not so great in the guy that needs a lot of work right here. Now, another big component is the guy across from the defender that makes sure that he's an arm length away and he gives some ground, as you can see this guy right here, giving ground to allow, okay, the arms to have full extension and the hips to have full extension, okay, to develop that hip explosiveness and flexibility. So this is a drill that we'll do after a winter workout. High school coaches in the weight room and in the gym to be able to get work at hip flexibility, hip explosiveness, all year round. So highly recommend it. It's an old school drill. It's been around forever, but it's not broken. So we're not going to fix it. We're going to keep doing it and getting more explosive within our hips. Now, the first day of pads, we're going to do the same thing. When we don't have shoulder pads on and we're out there getting ready to start a season or to start a spring season, here's our All-American linebacker here from 2018 to 21, getting his full extension of the hips, explosiveness at the point of attack, full extension, pecker through the ground, eyes up, hands through the breastplate, and firing through, okay, the defender to create that explosiveness at the point of attack. You can see here, this is the difference between an All-American, full hip extension, explosiveness through the ground, and some backups here that aren't firing out, aren't triggering as fast as he is, and it pays off to work at this and be a vet. So this is something we'll do all year round to begin the process of full hip extension, okay?